What's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks. Thank you all so much for joining myself and Dustin for this being our review for 90 Day Fiance, Season 12, Episode 5. A couple things I want y'all to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big white subscribe button, y'all. It is free and easy to do. Takes less than a second to match that thing. So why don't you go ahead and match it for a brother. Also, be sure to press the thumbs up for this video. Let me know you're enjoying the content I'm putting out on my channel. Also, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the various couples we're discussing on tonight's review. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And last but not least, be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. Couple of announcements really quick, as I usually do on my 90 Day Fiance reviews. I did release the review for RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 11, Episode 6 earlier today. Actually just about 2 hours ago, or maybe about an hour ago. So be sure to check that out. Click the like button on that and comment on that as well. I will also be releasing my review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta tomorrow. So before the end of the day tomorrow, my review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta will be out. So be on the lookout for those. Dustin, how you doing today, boo?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just excited to recap this show tonight and see what it brings.
Absolutely. We got Auntie Robin in the building saying hi to everyone. Hello, Auntie Robin. So
Hey,
glad that
Robin.
you
Thanks for being here.
are here. So let's get this thing started. Let's start out with Mito and Debbie. So Mito and Debbie, they're dealing with the aftermath of their blow up in the previous episode that we did not see, but we heard that Mito wanted Debbie to take a video of him while I guess he was driving or something of that nature.
Yeah,
And
I
it
did.
turns out she only took a picture of it. And he apparently had gotten upset with her about that. Apparently he wants things done the way that he wants them done. And, we don't know exactly how mad he got after that, but apparently Debbie ended up throwing her phone at his face, is what he's alleged that she did to him. So they go out to talk. They go to this place that serves coffee and soda and some accoutrements, some other edible things that they can eat there. And so they're discussing this whole issue, and Debbie actually denies that she ever threw her phone at Mito, but Mito is continuing to say that she did actually throw her phone in his face. Lady Virgo's in the building. Lady Virgo says, "Good evening to everyone." Good evening, Lady Virgo, to
Good
you. I'm
evening.
so glad that you've joined us, boo.
Good evening, Burger. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Lady Virgo is in the building. So, and we also have a couple other comments. So let me get to these comments before we move forward. Auntie Robin says down here, did Debbie catch on already? Probably. Is she about to cut her losses? Not likely. Well, I don't know if you saw in the preview, Auntie Robin, but they were in the car. It looks like he was dressed up like Halloween. And he was telling
Yeah.
she was telling him to get out of the car, and she said that she was going to leave him there. He said that he was going to go back to Egypt. So it seems like their relationship is on the rocks for sure, for sure. So we'll
Yeah.
see what happens as
Already,
time goes.
already this, already this soon on the rocks, but you know what I mean. You figure it out
Yeah,
sometimes. Pretty quick.
abs- absolutely. Olivia is here. Hello, Olivia. So glad that you
Hello,
joined
Olivia.
us. She said, "Hi, I finally made it. I finally made it. Haha. Hope y'all are having a fabulous day." Yes, we are, Olivia, and it's even better now that you're here, boo. So thank you so much for joining us. I love it
Yes.
when we have multiple people here in the comments. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. It's always awesome to see. It's always awesome to see. And then Lady Virgo says, Auntie Robin, hey Robin, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Absolutely. Then Lady Virgo says to Olivia, hey, happy Monday to Olivia. Then Auntie Robin says, I cannot with Mito. My wish is that Debbie breaks with tradition and sends his ass back to Egypt. Absolutely. But I think he's entertaining. I'm always entertained by Mito. I love the way that he talks to her, like he's running things, even though I won't say he has nothing, but
Right.
he's clearly not the one in control in this
Mm-hmm.
relationship, and it seems like he's trying to take control of the relationship. And when
But
you're
that
in
way
a
too
foreign
quickly, in my opinion, Joe.
right, and when you're in a foreign country with things that you're unfamiliar with, but he's happy to be here, but he's really got no say in the relationship, and he wants to get more say in the relationship, and I understand that sentiment. I really do. Auntie Robin says hello to Lady Virgo. And then also, Auntie Robin says hello to Olivia.
Hello, Auntie Robin. Hopefully you're having a good day so far.
Absolutely, yes. I hope you all are having a good day as well. Um, then Olivia says hello to Auntie Robin. And then Olivia also says LMAO, his mannerisms are hilarious. They are like the way he was looking at her for certain answers, and it's hilarious. He's hilarious to me. He is hilarious to me. And once again, I
Yeah.
understand why he wants to come to Hollywood to be an actor. I think he might actually be, a decent comedic actor. I think he would probably be great in something comedic.
Mhm.
Auntie Robin finally says he is definitely entertaining. I just wish he wasn't so cruel. I don't know if I would categorize his actions as cruel necessarily. Here's the thing with Debbie and Mito. I feel as though they both understand why they are here. I feel as though
Yeah.
Debbie understands, that, well, I'd be surprised if she didn't understand that Mita wasn't necessarily romantically interested in her. I think that's why he told her that he was a 40-year-old virgin. And, I'm sure with him being a virgin, he wouldn't want to lose his virginity until he was married. And I really don't think that he sees himself marrying Debbie. So I think that she is just his ticket to get to America at the end of the day. That's just what I'm thinking. We got two more comments and then we'll get to Dustin's thoughts on this. Lady Virgo says to me, to Dustin, to Prophetic Fire Reiki, hey, hey. Happy Monday to you guys. You guys are the best. You're the best, Lady Virgo. And
Yeah.
then finally, we have Olivia saying Borat would definitely cast Mito for his next character. Absolutely, like you could base a character off of just how he speaks and how he acts. It's very entertaining to me. I love seeing Mito on my screen. Dustin, what are your thoughts
Yeah.
on this whole situation with Mito and Debbie? Do you think that she actually threw her phone at him? Because I think she actually did it.
I think
And
she
where do
threw
you
her
see
phone
this
at him.
relationship going?
I think she threw. I don't think there's going to be one. I don't think
Okay.
there's going to be a relationship in at the end of this season. I think she did throw a phone. I think she did. I think she did do it. Um, honestly, I don't. In my opinion, that could be a form of what, Jonathan. I'm not gonna say the word on here, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean.
But that's gonna have to be involved in the law situation, um, or the law. Hopefully, I don't know, but I don't. I'm not gonna say. You know what it is, Jonathan. So I'm not gonna say what it is. Um, that's just what it is. That's how I think about things. Um, if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. I hope that she's happy, and I hope that they both figure it out. But I don't think it's going to work. Honestly, I don't think it's going to work out after seeing that preview or whatever. But I don't think it's going to work out at all.
Yeah, I don't. Debbie does not seem to be happy whatsoever. I think
Mm-mm.
Mito's going to be
I don't think
happy.
either one of them are happy, to be honest.
Yeah, Mito seems to be in better spirits than Debbie, at least at this point to me. But you
Mhm.
could be right about that. Mito actually might not be happy. It's not showing on his face, at least not to me. But we'll
Yeah,
see what happens as time goes on. So
great.
we got a couple more comments here. Let me grab them, and then I will read them to you, and we will move on to our next couple. So
Sure.
Olivia says she did it 100%. I believe the same thing, Olivia.
Hmm.
Auntie Robin
I
says
agree.
cast. Auntie Robin says cast him, build a whole film around him. Olivia, absolutely, I agree, Auntie Robin, and I would
Mm-mm.
watch it. I
I
think it
don't
would have.
agree with that, and mm-mm. I don't
You
agree with
you
that
wouldn't
part.
you wouldn't be interested in it, Justin? That's okay. I'd watch it, but
Mm-mm.
there's different
I
strokes
wouldn't
for
be
different
interested.
folks.
Mm-mm.
Olivia says, I think that's the real issue, not
You can watch it
excusing.
for me, Jonathan. And let me know how it goes.
For sure. Olivia says, I think that's the real issue. No excuse, not excusing um his motive, right? Exactly, because we all know what his motive is, or we think we know what his motive is. But she definitely threw it. That's why he says if an Egyptian woman did this, um, he would leave immediately, is what he said. He
Yeah.
sees her differently now. That's what it seems like to me as well, Olivia. And then Olivia finally says she shouldn't have to be his personal photographer, but she definitely threw it out of frustration. had the roles been reversed, yeah, had the roles been reversed and he threw his phone at her, we would be looking at this totally differently. But you know,
Right.
I like Mito. Once again, I think he's very entertaining. I love seeing him on the show. I love that he's going for his dreams. I just wish he would have done it in a way where it did not include Debbie.
Well,
But at the
the,
same time, I don't think that Debbie is like actually like in love with him. I think Debbie really knows what's going on.
mhm,
I think she knows better. Even though Mito is a 40-year-old man, he looks extremely well. He looks good for a man who's 40
yeah.
years old. So he looks good for his age. So I get why she was attracted to him, but I don't see a real relationship here. Let's move
Probably
on
he probably
to.
he probably he looks good for his age, you know.
He definitely does. Let's move on to Katie and Josh. So Katie and Josh didn't really do too much on this episode besides getting into their apartment. And something that I explained, that I talked to my mother about, that I found very interesting, is that two of these participants have been able to get an apartment out of nowhere. Debbie was able to get a new apartment that had two rooms out of nowhere. One day they're in her existing one-bedroom apartment, and then the next day they're moving into a two-bedroom apartment just out of nowhere.
I
And then
find that kind of weird.
Katie is looking through her stuff in storage saying that she hasn't gotten an apartment yet. And then the next day we see her, she's got an apartment. So it seems like production is helping these participants with getting new apartments. I honestly feel as though
I think
production
the network
probably,
paid for it.
I'm thinking that production probably paid for Asha to get over to Nigeria. It seems like that's the case. But anyway, so Katie and Josh, they're moving into their new apartment.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of concrete, so it's very loud. But Katie says that she's got some rugs that she'll be able to put in there. On their way to apartment, however, to the apartment rather, how dumb does that sound? Anyways, while they're on their way to the apartment, Katie
Yeah.
tells Josh the story about what happened the night before. That she asked her best friend how she was acting while she was drunk, and her best
Mhm.
friend, excuse me, told her that she asked to kiss everyone on the lips before they left.
Right.
I don't understand why Katie consistently brings this topic up. Like, I understand that this is their storyline. That's really the only thing that they've got. So I guess that they have to keep harping on it, but it's become redundant
It's
at this
just became
point.
too much for me.
And it seems like it's the only thing that they have to talk about. So I understand that this is going to be their main issue, the main issue for this couple, but I'm already over it. Like, I'm
Yeah,
literally
I'm over
already
it too.
over them talking about her kissing everyone. We understand that she does it. Josh just needs to make a decision as to whether he's going to stay with her or not. Auntie Robin says down in the comments, Katie a new apartment, a nasty old mattress. Yeah, that mattress did look dusty and run through, and a disgusting used toy. We'll get to that in a little bit, Auntie Robin. She really broke out the toy and kind of bragged about it. Yeah, she definitely did. And so Josh continuously tells Katie how disrespected he feels by her wanting to kiss everyone. And Katie's explanation it's not that she wants to kiss them out of love or out of attraction. It's just that she wants to kiss them to thank them for going out with her. And it's like, you do understand that no matter how it is that you explain it or push it or try to massage it in any way, shape, or form, or make it sound less intrusive as kissing is what it is. Like, it's a kiss no matter what. If you're kissing
Right.
anyone, you're kissing someone. Like, that's typically what you do with a partner of yours or someone that you have an intimate relationship with. But just
Mhm.
kissing random people, like,
No,
Katie's just
thank
got to
you.
do better, but I don't see her doing better.
Mm.
Olivia says down in the comments to Auntie, she says, yes, you can see his patience running out. Absolutely. I don't know if Mito's going to leave Debbie first or if Debbie's going to leave Mito first, but they're definitely not going to make it to the tell-all. At least not from what I'm seeing. Auntie Robin also says Katie's true storyline is the fact that she is an immature, alcoholic, fake OCD patient, discussingly her nymphomania. Disguising her nymphomania. Yeah, it does seem like, and as I've said on the reviews in the past, I don't think she's just stopping at kissing these people. I think she
I don't
might
think
be
she is either.
taking these rendezvous to the bedroom. Auntie Robin
I think
also
she is.
says, "Oh, And Katie is so insecure that she needs consistent validation, which she seeks through sex fueled by alcoholic. Yeah, that's you hit the nail right on the head, Auntie Robin. So they get into the apartment. They like what the apartment looks like. They find out that the garage underneath the apartment is going to be making a sound every time it opens up. So they'll be hearing that constantly. They've only got a twin size mattress, which is crazy to me. Apparently, Katie likes to be a little frugal with her money. She likes to be a little bit stingy with it, which is understandable. I like to say that I'm the same way, but I don't know if I would necessarily be telling the truth if I said that. But it is what it is. Olivia says down in the comments to Auntie Robin, "Oh my gosh!" and then she throws up some emoji faces. But I completely agree with Auntie Robin. Like that Auntie Robin has diagnosed her, I believe, accurately in this case. And then also Katie then brings out a strap-on dildo where one end
Mhm.
I guess fits in her lady parts, where the other end goes into her partner.
Right.
So that would lead me to believe that Katie has pegged her partners in the past, but I don't think Josh is the type to get pegged. He seemed to be very uncomfortable when she brought the toy out. And, when she was looking at the toy, he asked her if she washed it. And then he saw a stain on the toy. Like, Katie, Katie's got to do better. Katie has got to do better.
Mm.
Olivia says down in the comments, do they not have any money to go get a double bed though? I like he could pitch to. Yeah, it's you would think that they'd have enough money to do that, but like I said, Katie likes to hold on to her money. She don't like to spend it, so it is what it is. And then Lady Virgo says to JoJo Speaks at um, sending some emojis. Here's my thing on pegging. I don't think if men get pegged, I don't think that means that they're homosexual or attracted to men if a woman is doing the pegging. But you just have to want to have that done to you in order for you to enjoy it. So, that's my whole opinion on pegging. And I don't like seeing it either in
I don't
corn. Like
either.
I'd rather see a man do it. I don't want to see a woman thrusting into a man. Like for me, that's a little too much. I know plenty of people do it out there, and if that's your thing, by all means, go for it. But it's just I have no interest in that whatsoever.
Right.
But anyways, Dustin, what are your thoughts on Katie and Josh's segment on this episode? And do you
Well,
expect him to leave her eventually?
my 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 two words was get a bigger bed because and that wouldn't be comfortable for me if you had two people in that little tiny little bed. But that's
Right.
just me. Um, it wouldn't be comfortable. I don't I don't hardly get any sleep as it is, but because I have too much pain. So I would have to be in a bigger bed at that point. But I mean that's
For
just me.
sure.
Mhm.
Was it awkward for you to watch Katie pull out that sex toy and,
Yes, it was
explain?
awkward. That was awkward. That was uncalled for me to watch that, but I had to watch it
Yeah,
for the point of this review. Um,
yeah. It was definitely
yeah,
awkward to watch.
awkward to
Auntie,
watch it.
Auntie Robin says down in the comments, do you think Katie spends money on her drinks? I'm thinking she probably doesn't, and maybe she trades her drinks for kisses. Who knows? Who knows? And then Olivia says, I would not be caught dead sleeping on that on that filthy, smelly, soiled bed. Sorry, haha. I was expecting for Katie to say that there was some sex stains on that mattress. Just to be completely honest, that's what I was
Oh my
expecting her
god,
to say, since she's so sex positive. But
that's like
it is what it is. But Katie's just sort of kind of annoying to me. Um, I'm thinking that I'm thinking that she's probably on the spectrum. She seems like she's very much on the spectrum to me when I see her on television. I don't
right.
think it's just OCD. To be honest, it doesn't
I think she
seem
is as
like
well.
she has OCD, with the exception of her locking her doors multiple times when she gets out of the car. I can see how that might be OCD, but I don't care for Katie, to be honest. And Josh seems like a lovely man, like a really lovely man. And yeah, it is what it is. Lady Virgo says down in the comments, I cannot I cannot. I'm loving y'all comments, Jojo and Dustin. Yeah, you know, we know what you like, Lady Virgo. We love talking about it. You actually encouraged me, Lady Virgo, to come out of my shell to talk about sex a little bit more often, because a lot of times I don't talk about that on the internet. I'll talk about other people's sex lives, but I'll never discuss mine. But yeah, I love the conversations as well. I'm very much into it. Let's move on to Asha. So Asha is heading over to Lagos, Nigeria to be with Maxwell. And just as you said, Dustin, in the previous review, you said that you were nervous about some things that we had not seen in Asha that we would end up seeing once she got over to Nigeria. And we definitely saw glimpses of that in this first episode of her being in Nigeria. We got another comment here. Let me read it and then we'll move on. Lady Virgo is just putting a lot of emojis. We love you, Lady Virgo. So Asha is going to Nigeria with her mother, and we also see Maxwell in Nigeria as well. And it looks like his parents have quite a bit. Not I won't say quite a bit of money, but it looks like his parents are well taken care of, and he seems like he's well taken care of. I've in the past couple of seasons of 90 Day Fiance that I've watched, that I've seen participants living in Nigeria, I haven't seen a house that nice from a participant. So it seems like Maxwell's, got a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But Maxwell ends up telling us on camera in his confessionals that the last time he saw Asha said that he didn't look healthy, that he was too skinny. So he gained a little bit of weight for Asha. And we see that Maxwell is making quite a few changes for Asha, and it seems like Asha is trying to make Maxwell what she wants him to be. And my advice about
He's
that
still
is,
growing.
if your significant other is not what you want them to be, I would suggest you not wanting them to change, because when you're with a fully grown person, they've already become what they're going to be. And you trying to force them to change certain things about him, and everything that Asha wants to change about Maxwell is on the outside. It's cosmetic type things. I want your skin to be clearer. I want your teeth to be whiter. I want you to be a little bit more thick. I want you to look a little bit more healthy. I want you to look the way that I want you to look. And my thing is, if he wasn't that when you first met him, then why did you get with him? Like, why are you even with him if you want him to change all these things about himself? Like, I don't like that whatsoever. We got a couple more comments here, you guys. Olivia says Maxwell looked fine, and his parents and family seems kind. It seems kind educated. Yeah, his family seems wonderful. His mom seems really sweet. His dad seems really nice as well. I loved his parents. Olivia also says Maxwell looked like a baller. Yeah, he did look like a basketball player for sure, to me at least. Um, let's see here. Let's see. We have a new commenter here. Keisha W Nax Nax OXOXO 1913. She says she is so delusional. I wonder who you're talking about there. And her name once again is Keisha. Let me know if I'm saying your name right, Keisha. Let's see here. And then we have another comment here from Olivia. In the US, Maxwell is way out of his lead. Out of his lead. She better settle down now. Yeah, I don't like the fact that Asha is constantly trying to change things about Maxwell, and makes it seem as though she doesn't love him just the way that he is, and it's annoying to me, completely annoying. Olivia also says Maxwell gonna come to the U.S. and get an NBA contract and leave her. Ha ha ha, JK. To be honest, I wouldn't be mad if he ended up doing that, Olivia, because right now I am not liking Asha and the way that she is treating Maxwell, because she's treating him as though he's not good enough for her as he is. And I can't respect that in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Um, and then Keisha says, Kashana. Oh, Kashana. Oh, gotcha. Kishana. Thank you so much for that, Kishana. Thank you so much for that, because I was going to call you Keisha this entire time, girl. Kishana. Kishana. Gotcha, Kishana. Auntie Robin says exactly. Joe Nathan went to a wedding and the Rev asked if each could see being with the other forever if nothing about them ever changes. The point: don't marry potential. Exactly. If he's not what you want him to be, or she's not what you want her to be, when you meet them, don't expect any improvement. Like, do not go into the relationship with expectations of improvement, because chances are it ain't going to happen. And
Right.
chances are, and also another chance is, if um if it does happen, it might happen begrudgingly. It might happen because they're just trying to make you happy, which, in my opinion, is not a good reason to do that type of thing. And then Auntie Robin says hello to Kishana. So happy that you joined us, Kishana. So yeah, he gets over to she gets over to Nigeria. They have a great meeting at the airport. She says that his skin still looks like his skin is broken out somewhere, and Asha micromanaging Maxwell's improvements is going to get on my last good nerve this season. And already I don't like Asha. I just don't. I
I
don't
don't
I
like her
don't
either.
like the fact that she's trying to build a nigga for her to have her perfect dude to have. Like, it's hard to watch for me, y'all. It's really hard for me to watch. And then Kishana says thank you to Auntie Robin. So, Dustin, what are your thoughts on Asha finally getting over to Nigeria? And you were right about her showing a different side of herself, because we see that she's trying to change Maxwell. What are your thoughts?
I don't like her.
I
Two
don't like
words. I
her
don't
either.
like her. I don't like her. I don't like her. She's way too controlling for me, and she's way too controlling for him as well.
Absolutely. It doesn't seem like Maxwell necessarily has an issue with the fact that Asha is trying to change his looks, the way that he looks. At least she's not trying to change his personality. But if you're trying to change anything about someone that you're in a relationship with, I just think it's a losing battle. Auntie Robin says, when
It's just
I
a little bit
was
too much for me. It's just a little bit. She's a little bit too much for me. She's way too controlling, Jonathan, and I don't like them kind of people like him.
I don't like those type of people either, Dustin. Auntie Robin says, when I was about 12, I asked my cousin why she broke up with her boyfriend. She said, if someone is not who you want them to be, just let him go. That was a good 40 years ago. Yeah, and it seems like, you know, and that's the thing. Like, I can't even tell if Asha is actually attracted to Maxwell, because I think Maxwell is an attractive man just the way that he is. I can tell that his skin is not the clearest, but that's okay. When I was growing up, my skin was terrible when I was in middle school, terrible. So we all do things to try to fix those things, but him wanting him to gain weight, and trying to, she wants him to get a hair transplant. And to me, his hair doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like he's balding in any way, shape, or form. His hairline looks great to me as it is. But I don't think anything will be good enough for Asha. Auntie Robin says, Dustin, I think that the bridal shop princess, we'll get to her in a minute, Auntie Robin, has Aisha beat on the boss front. I would agree with that as well, Auntie Robin.
I
I
agree with
do
that answer,
think.
Robin. I also don't really. I also, and I'm sorry, Jonathan. I'm going to say it
No,
again.
you're good.
I really don't like her either. I, I really
Marissa,
don't.
we're talking about Marissa.
Yes, I remember. I really don't like her either. I don't really know. There's a lot of people that there's at least two couples on here that I don't really agree with, but that's just me.
Yeah, Marissa was showing her colors as well this episode. We'll get to her next. Actually, we'll get to her next after I read this
Yeah.
this most recent comment. Auntie Robin says, Miss Kishana, is there any significance to 1913? Yeah, that sounds like a sorority to me as well, Auntie Robin. It definitely does for sure. And then we got another comment from Olivia, and Olivia says Marissa, the Elitist, absolutely. Marissa is definitely an elitist for sure. And even her husband, her ex-husband, said the same thing about her and her family. Excuse me. I think that it's great that Marissa is well to do and she's got it on her own. But for her to throw it in Edward's face the way that she is disgusting to me. Kishana says, um, now that I read it, Kishana, I see it. I was separating the W from your first name. I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad that you spelled it out for me. Kishana says the fact that she's and acting better than the person she claims to want to be with. Yeah, it's very interesting. So let's move on to Marissa and Edward. So Marissa and Edward, they're experiencing the day after their first night together. They apparently were able to do the sex the night before and also the morning of. Apparently, they have great sexual chemistry, which is great for them. Sexual relationship is very important in your personal
Yes,
relationships. It's
and
very
anybody,
important.
very promote anywhere.
So she's making Edward a protein shake, and he's like, "I'm hungry." He wants some actual breakfast, but Marissa doesn't seem like the type to actually cook. Like I don't see Marissa in the kitchen cooking, slaving away at the stove. Like Marissa don't seem like that type of girl. So I hope he didn't expect that any home cooked meals from Miss Marissa. But anyway, so Marissa tells Edward that her ex husband Michael will be coming to the house to drop her kids off, and that's when Michael and Edward will have their conversation. And I love Edward's laugh. Edward's laugh is so endearing to me. I love Edward's personality. I love Edward's spirit. I love Edward. Edward is so cute to me. He's a little bit thick. He got a little body on him. Like Edward looks great to me, at least to me. I'm definitely here for Edward. Definitely not here for Marissa.
Right.
Got two comments here that we'll get to. Um, Kishana says no 1913 came from YouTube. I just never changed it, Auntie Robin. Yeah, I can't. I was going to say which sorority I felt like 1913 is associated with, but I don't want to sound dumb on camera because last Thursday I thought People Bryson saying "You Are My Lady" when it was actually Freddie Jackson. So I don't want to go out here sounding like a fool. Olivia also says he wanted the breakfast Shay made for yes, for Annabelle last episode. Exactly, Olivia. That's exactly what he wanted. He wanted him a good home cooked breakfast. That's what he wanted, and he showed it and get it, child. Oh Lord, it's.
You put that
I
over
don't
there.
think Edward
You
knew
put
what
that
he was
over
getting into when he got with Marissa. Auntie Robin says
there.
Marissa is a piece of work. She is controlling, very controlling, Auntie Robin, and a bit condescending, very condescending, Auntie Robin. She breaks out orders like a drill sergeant. Absolutely. And even Edward mentioned that, like he feels like he's in the military and he has to say yes, ma'am, to Miss Marissa. Marissa also shows him how to make the bed. She needs everything nice and neat, creased and all that. Like the bed needs to look perfect at all times. And my thing is, it's like if you want the bed made a certain way, then make it yourself. I was about to call her a lazy B word, but we ain't gonna disrespect people on my program. Auntie Robin also says she told him that she should feel privileged. He should feel privileged to XYZ. She relegated him to limited spaces in the house. Yeah, she definitely did that. She told him that she's the first person I've seen have two showers in her bathroom. I've never seen anyone have two showers in their bathroom. I've seen some.
I've seen them before, but I haven't never had one. So
I
that's
think
it.
I've seen a bathroom with a bathtub and a shower in it. Like I've stayed in a couple of suites and hotels with a bathtub and a shower in it, but I've never seen a bathroom with two actual showers in it. One looks like a regular, bath shower with a bath in it, and the other looked like a standing shower. So, it is what it is. Lady Virgo says to Kishana, "Hey, happy Monday to you." I'm so glad that you guys are being so nice there in the comments. We got two
Happy
more
Monday,
comments, and
everybody.
then we'll move forward. I love how these comments are coming, y'all. Keep them coming, y'all. Um, Auntie Robin says, I am looking forward to Edward waking up. That's no way to live. But if he likes it, yeah, it seems like he sort of kind of likes it, but I don't know how long that's going to last though. Olivia says yes, like a jacuzzi and a shower makes sense. Yeah, that's what I've seen. I've seen bathrooms in it with like a jacuzzi or a bathtub and a shower, but I've never seen one with two showers. But maybe I'm guessing the shower that she wanted Edward to shower in probably has a bathtub in it. That's what it at least looked like. Uh the uh the covers weren't the shower curtain was closed, so we really couldn't see inside of it to see what it actually looks like on the inside. So yeah. And then Kishana says to Lady Virgo, "Hey boo." Love
Hey,
that, love that. Then Auntie Robin says also Marissa and Alabama Sweetie want to have friction between the man, her ex, and her piece, ex piece. Yeah, that it's you one would think that that might be the case, but I don't know if I see that as being the case, to Robin. I don't think it's a Laura Beercon type situation here. I don't see it that way, but it doesn't surprise me that some would though. Olivia also says has already mentioned the Dominican community. So hope fly Oli he makes finally he makes a friend and makes his own life in the U.S. We'll see. Oh, hopefully that's what you meant. Hopefully, Olivia corrects herself down in the comments. Hopefully. So yeah, then Michael comes over and drops off the kids. The kids are very happy to see Edward. They give him a hug. He kind of rubs their head like a dad would do. So I liked seeing that. And Michael, pretty much lays down the law with Edward, but he doesn't come at it in an aggressive manner. And I'm so glad that Michael was very cordial with Edward. I'm so glad that he didn't see Edward as someone trying to take his woman from him. So it's clear to me from this conversation that Michael has no interest in being with Marissa in a romantic relationship in any way, shape, or form anymore whatsoever. So I'm happy that that is the case because I'm so glad that he's not trying to push Edward out of the picture. I'm glad that he's accepting Edward into the family and he's giving him a lot of tips. Now, the first thing that he gets out the way is, I'm a dad, my kids come first. So if I hear that you're throwing things around, that you're yelling at Marissa and doing these things in my kids' presence, then that's not going to fly, which I expect a father to say. So I'm so glad that he got that out of the way. But then he gives Edward a word of caution, and we'll get to that word of caution after I read this next comment. Olivia says Marissa has already tainted Michael or trained. I think she meant trained Michael to what is this? Tainted. Oh, tainted. I got it, my Olivia. I'm sorry. Tainted Michael to Edward. It would be best if they were friends, but Marissa wants them to fight. Okay, you and Robin are seeing it that same way. Like I hope that she doesn't want that to happen, but maybe if I see it your way, I wouldn't be surprised if that was what she was actually trying to do. But Michael warns Edward, Marissa's family is very well to do, they're very wealthy, they're very rich, and they're going to look down on you and they're going to think that you're not good enough, that you don't make enough money for Marissa. And if that is the case, I am not looking forward to Edward meeting Marissa's parents. I don't want to see that this season at all. I don't want to see it because they're just going to make Edward feel like he is less than. And Marissa's already doing a great job at that as it is. So
yeah, victory is good.
I love Edward. I really do love seeing him. He seems like such a sweet, nice man. He seems like such a sweet, nice man, and he's very childlike as well. He's great. I love Edward, but I just don't like the fact that he's with Marissa. I really don't like that. And when they were doing their power walk and Edward wasn't walking as fast as Marissa was, it's like you see that Edward is not in the same shape as you are. So why are you still like pushing him to walk faster? It was just so annoying for me to watch. So Dustin, what are your thoughts on the conversation between Michael and Edward, and then also the fact that Marissa does seem to be quite controlling in this relationship?
I think that he's being too pushy on Edward, because he just got here. So giving him a chance to get to use everybody and get and then again. But hopefully to hear European food pushing in my opinion though.
Dustin, it sounds like you're very far away from your microphone. I can barely hear what you're saying. Could you try that again?
I said this was way too pushy for me, so yeah, way too pushy for me. So I thought that was like a family issue.
Okay. Okay. I still didn't hear exactly what you said. I don't know what the difference is, but it just sounds like you're really far away from your microphone right now.
Yeah, I apologize about that.
Okay. All right. But yeah, that's what we've got for Edward and Marissa. So let's move on to our last couple, which is Rosh and Mallory. So Rosh and Mallory, they are waiting for Michael to come over. Not Michael. What's his name? Brandon. Um, and I love the fact that Rosh calls Brandon Brandy. I love that. I hope he doesn't call Brandon Brandy to his face because I'm sure he'll take offense to that. But I love the fact that Rosh is calling Brandon Brandy. But Brandon comes over to pick up his doggy cam that he let Mallory borrow while she was in Turkey. And Brandon seems like a nice guy. I really do like Brandon. Brandon seems like he's I don't think Brandon is interested in Mallory romantically. He didn't his actions it didn't show that he's interested in her romantically. They do seem like they are very good friends. And I love the interaction between Mallory and Brandon. I love seeing that. It seems like they're very good friends. And it concerns me that Raj sees this as something that it doesn't seem to be, because Raj is seeing Brandon as competition, and I don't want him to see it that way because I don't think that that's the way that it's set up. At least not at this point. Once again, I don't think that Brandon is interested in being with Mallory in a romantic sense, and it doesn't seem like Mallory is interested in Brandon in a romantic sense. Mallory seems to be head over heels in love with Raj, so it is what it is. Auntie Robin says, I loved Raj calling him Brandy too. Yeah, it's just hilarious to me because, I of course he knows his name is Brandon, but I think he's doing it on purpose, but it's still funny to me at the end of the day. So when they're in the bed and they're about to go to sleep, Raj wants to tell Mallory that he doesn't want her to answer his calls anymore. And I don't know how I would feel in this situation if I had a really, really good friend of mine that I just so happened to have a previous sexual relationship with. But I feel as though I'd have to respect my partner's wishes, even though it's not what he may think it is. And that's probably a hard thing to do, especially if Mallory and Brandon are as close as it seems as though they are. And Mallory still wants to keep that friendship intact. And I don't know if it's necessarily fair to Mallory to ask her to not being in communication with Brandon anymore just because they used to be in a sexual relationship. Like, there's got to be trust somewhere, and it doesn't seem like Rush trusts Mallory at this point. Auntie Robin says Brandon and Mallory never had a romantic relationship. They were friends with benefits. Yes, maybe I should just say a sexual relationship or friends with benefits
Right.
relationship. So their relationship was strictly sexual, strictly sexual. They were never in an actual romantic relationship. I guess you're right about that, Auntie Robin. They were never actually a couple. They were just friends with benefits. But anyway, so the next day they go out for coffee, and Mallory goes on to warn Rosh, saying that there are people in her circle who have had very negative thoughts concerning him living in a Muslim country and have actually called him a terrorist. And Mallory goes on to say that she asked the girl who was throwing the party for Rosh to uninvite all of those people. And then Mallory goes on to say that she would never be friends with those people. And something tells me that Mallory is actually friends with those people who have said those things about Rosh. And I think that she's just I think she's a little embarrassed by the fact that friends of hers would say these things about her man.
I definitely
So I
understand.
think she tried to separate herself from those people. But if those people were invited to his party, that leads me to believe that they're in your life in a way where you're sort of kind of friendly with those people. I understand it's hard to separate those political type conversations when you are very close with people, but when you're in a relationship, I would hope that Mallory would do the right thing and just cut those people off altogether. So then comes Rosh. Welcome to the USA party. Y'all know how I feel about these type of USA type parties. They scream MAGA to me, and it's not to say that you're MAGA if you're proud of your country, but it's just what I see. It's just what I see. I'm proud to be an American as well. Been here all 36 years of my life here on Earth, and I'm proud to be an American. We are very blessed here in America, especially compared to some other countries in the world. So I get your enthusiasm about being an American and welcoming someone from Turkey to America. I get that, but my eyebrow is still raised at the
Right.
concept. But anyway, so when Raj gets there, they give him a bandana with some hair on the back of it. To me, the hair looked very scraggly, like it looked like they got that from a Halloween shop. But anyways, and so they're doing a lot of drinking. I I'm surprisingly pleased with the people that are at this party. They seem to be very nice. There was one black man there. I felt very bad for him because I don't know how well he fits into that crowd, but hey, it is what it is. Auntie Robin says yes, those are her friends for sure, and yes, it's likely that they share the same sentiments. But things changed when she met Rosh. It speaks to racism at large, for sure. Painting all with the same brush, exactly. And I'm thinking that meeting Rosh might have given Mallory a change of heart as it pertains to people from different countries and different backgrounds and different religions. I think Rosh might have opened Mallory's eyes, which I think is a great thing. It's an awesome thing. I really do like Mallory. I've seen nothing wrong with Mallory thus far, or Rosh for that matter. Auntie Robin also says now that she has met Rosh and his family, her her eyes are opened and she has a different perspective. I absolutely agree with that as well, Auntie Robin. And so they're drinking, they're having a good time. They take this one of them takes a shot of something that looks very murky and white and looks like something I wouldn't want to put down my throat. And then Brandon comes over and he pours them both a shot of whiskey, and they both drink the whiskey. And Ross just says, "Oh, it's just whiskey." And then Ross tells Mallory that he wants to have a conversation with Brandon. And so Ross approaches Brandon, who is by his truck, right? And Ross just plops his ass right on his tailgate. And I knew that was going to be a problem. Although I've never had a tailgate, I've never had anyone in my family. Well, my dad did have a truck at one time, so he did have a tailgate. But when as soon as Raj sat his ass down on that tailgate, I knew it was going to be a problem. And then Brandon goes on to tell the camera that that is very disrespectful for you to sit on someone's tailgate without asking for permission first. And I don't think Raj did that to be disrespectful. It would surprise me if he knew that that was a sign of disrespect. I think he just felt comfortable in the moment. But I'm so glad that Brandon didn't get on Raj personally. Like, I'm glad he didn't confront him or blow up about, why are you sitting on my tailgate? Get your ass off my tailgate. Like, I'm so glad that Brandon didn't do that. So he seems like a nice person, but he also says that he's not too shy to fight. Like, he said that he is willing to fight if he has to. So I don't think Rosh wants to mess with Brandon at all. Like, I actually imagine Brandon and Raj being together. Like, I know that sounds weird to y'all, but anyways, Auntie Robin says down in the comments, not for nothing, but I have never sat on anyone's car, including my own. My daddy taught me that. Yeah, I might have leaned on my car when I had a car before, but I don't think I've ever sat on my car either. I don't know. I guess I'm just too nervous that I'll make a dent in it. I'm not the skinniest person in the world, so I don't know. But we stopped at the moment where Rosh told Brandon that he has a problem with him, and we'll see how the conversation goes forward. But I'm
Mhm.
fully expecting for Rosh to say to Brandon that he wants Brandon to end his friendship with Mallory, and I don't think that Brandon is going to take that too well. I don't think that it's going to end up in like a screaming match or in a physical fight or altercation, because I'm sure if that happened, we would have seen that in a preview of some sort. So I don't think that happened, but it'll be interesting to see how this conversation goes. So, Dustin, what are your thoughts on Ross and Mallory and their whole situation this episode?
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna pray for them, but I don't know what's gonna happen. But we'll find out what happens in the next episode, I guess. But I'll figure out what's gonna happen between next week. We'll
How do you
figure out.
think? How do you think this conversation between Ross and Brandon is going to go?
Not well.
I'm thinking the same.
I don't think it's gonna go. I don't think it's gonna go well at all, to be honest. But we'll find out next. We will find out in the next episode. But
We definitely will. We definitely
preparing for the
will.
worst, and I'm preparing for the best, and I hope I prepare.
Yeah, hoping
the
for the
good
best
news.
and preparing for the worst. That's the same, Dustin.
Yeah,
It's
I
okay.
apologize about that.
It's okay. It's totally fine. Sometimes I forget what it is as well. So that's all we've got for
Yeah.
this review of 90 Day Fiance season 12, episode 5. Dustin, why don't you share with the people your social media contacts real quick?
My social media contacts are just Dustin Butler 700 on Instagram. My Facebook is Dustin Butler. My TikTok is Dustin Butler 24. I'm starting to be more active on TikTok, so everybody, if anybody wants to go follow over there, yeah, you can go follow there. I'm pretty active on TikTok now, so everybody wants to go there, follow there. Hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Dustin. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Jojo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is WilliamJonathanLee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $Jonathan Lee07. That's $JONATHANLEE07. Thank you all so much for joining us for this review. Be sure to join us next week for our review on 90 Day Fiance season 12, episode 6. We got another comment from Auntie Robin. Auntie Robin says, "Go New York Knicks." Auntie Robin, I am rooting for the New York Knicks, although I do not watch basketball whatsoever. I have no interest in watching basketball, but I do like to root for the underdogs. And it seems like the Knicks are the underdogs in this situation. And I don't think the Knicks have won a championship in a really, really long time. They're up in the lead 2-0 in this in the championship series, and they won both the first two games in San Antonio. And so they have the next two games, I believe, in New York. I'm not so sure how the order of the championship tournament goes. I don't know how it goes with home field. I know San Antonio has home field advantage, so I don't know how that goes, but we'll see what happens. I think the next episode, the next game is tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So
It's
go
on,
New York Knicks. I'm
on
rooting for them
ESPN.
as well. What was that, Justin?
It's on ESPN tonight.
Oh, okay. It is tonight. All right. Cool beans. So yeah. So shout out to the Knicks. Go Knicks, you guys. Be sure to once again check out my review for RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 11, episode 6. That's out right now, and I'll be releasing my review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you all so much for joining us. Be sure to join me on Thursday night at 8 p.m. for my live Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. I go live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. with my sister Prophetic Fire Reiki, as well as our friend Bianca Edwards. We always have a great time talking about the latest happenings and goings on in the world on Thursday night. So join us. All right, now we're leaving. I love you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.